Good morning. Happy Friday, September 23rd. Hello. Got a lot of people joining us today. Good morning. Well, I'm preparing for the weekend, coming from hot and sunny South Florida. We may or may not be preparing for a hurricane next week, so we'll know more in this upcoming weekend. As a longtime Floridian, we've learned here in Florida that we don't panic until Publix replaces the beer displays at the front of the stores with water displays. So we'll keep an eye out on that storm for all of us here in the southeast. See what's happening with this potential hurricane coming up. Hello, Mike. How are you? All right. So good morning again. Welcome to our Friday coffee before class. We're here today to discuss holding difficult conversations. When I really think about challenging, difficult conversations, the fact is we all struggle when it comes to addressing difficult topics in the workplace. And these topics could be ones that elicit strong emotion or even could be perceived as negative. Now, showing up to work after experiencing a challenging event or an exhausting experience is, really not easy for anyone. And most of us tend to shy away from sharing our thoughts with our colleagues. And even when we are unsure to how to show up to the conversation or even listen to what someone might have to say. And really, yet our thoughts or our experiences still exist and shape how we live, communicate, and even work. So, really, discussing them is important because it allows us to develop awareness of one another's perceptions and really is a crucial step towards creating comfort and safety in the work environment. Now, having conversations, having difficult conversations is what we're here to talk about today. Having those difficult conversations really does require some preparation. Relying on familiar approaches and dialogue often fails to serve the range of very different perspectives that do exist in a diverse organization. And with that, it's important to find innovative ways to navigate complex topics with awareness. Now, a few considerations in recognize a successful outcome really will depend on two things: how you are and what you say. How you are, being centered, supportive, curious, coming with a problem solving approach, will really greatly influence what it is you have to say. We're going to want to acknowledge emotional energy, not only theirs, but yours as well, and direct it towards a useful purpose. We're going to want to know and return to our purpose at those difficult moments throughout that conversation. Another consideration: do not take verbal attacks personally. Help your colleague come back to their own center. You also don't want to assume that they can see things from your point of view. So always remember that. And last but not least, last consideration here is mentally practice the conversation. See various possibilities and visualize yourself handling them with ease. I might even suggest envision the outcome that you want. Now, folks that are pretty effective in handling those difficult conversations really do approach the situation with a growth mindset. So, when we have that growth mindset, we believe that our efforts really do matter. Rather than thinking the other person's abilities are fixed or are stuck, people who have a growth mindset believe that effort and hard work, and in this case, as part of a difficult conversation, can lead to a meaningful growth or meaningful opportunity to grow from this experience. Folks with a growth mindset also learn new skills. So, when faced with a challenge, they look for ways to develop the knowledge and skills that they need to overcome and triumph. And then also, folks with that growth mindset view failures as a learning experience. People with growth mindsets don't believe that their failure is a reflection of their abilities. Instead, in fact, they view failure as a valuable source of experience from which they can learn and improve. Now, when having these difficult conversations, definitely we want to ensure we are practicing those active listening skills. And with that, that would encompass us being attentive asking not only open-ended questions, but also probing questions. You might find yourself requesting clarification or even paraphrasing. You're going to also want to be attuned to and reflect feelings. And last but not least, you're going to want to summarize the conversation. Another good method of approaching difficult conversations is using a roadmap for roadmap for reflection. We want to develop a framework that really empowers you to approach these conversations with confidence and use them as opportunities to build connection and understanding. We want to develop an attitude that is centered, supportive, curious, and problem solving in order to influence the direction of the conversation towards that positive outcome. Use the opportunity to model self awareness. Now, in order for others to learn, or for us even to learn from others, we want to cultivate the ability to integrate our own and others' experiences by recognizing the features of your experience or those experiences you may have in common with others. We're also going to want to engage in dialogue and use inquiry to gain insight into the perspective of others by asking the questions that can help you better understand their perspective. Asking those questions encourages dialogue and discussion. Asking questions, or even great questions, help participants get to reflect on the space that they're in and to really consider the topics and the issues. Certainly, we want to employ reflective listening skills by incorporating what you hear into your questions. For example, I might say, so what I'm hearing you say is, or so you're saying that, and again, employing those reflective listening skills. We also want to manage personal assumptions, be it those motivations and judgments that might bring you into the dialogue. And with that, even with our full toolkit, it's not easy to hold these difficult conversations at work, but with practice, a growth mindset, and the right set of strategies, I should say, these dialogues can have a positive and rumbling impact on the people and the culture they all help to create. So with that, I hope you enjoy the rest of your Friday. I hope it's a great one. Please do be safe out there. Enjoy your weekend and have a great day. Thanks.